Hello, hello, and welcome to Iconic with Sarah Smith. So, I am your host, and today we are going to be talking to Robbin Kelton of Mamapreneur Podcast. Hi, Robin. Welcome.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you're here. So, I really want to know more about what you do. Tell me everything.
How much time do you have, Sarah? We'll be
So
here
much.
forever. We'll be here forever if I told you everything that I did. No, just kidding. For those who do not know me, welcome. My name is Robbin Kelton, hostess with the mostest of the Mamapreneur Podcast, where I get to spotlight women-owned businesses from all over the world, giving them global exposure for their brands while building community at the same time. I truly believe we're not supposed to do life alone, let alone business. And so my platform has always been about community connection and collaboration, and have been doing that. April will be 5 years since I've started my
Congrats.
podcast. Yes, 103 episodes.
Woo!
I'm just like, I'm always in awe every show. Like, dude, we're doing this again. Like, they really like us. Yeah.
Amazing.
On top of the show, I have a podcasting coaching program where I teach people podcasting, whether they're starting, have a thought and they want to put a podcast out there, they just don't know where to start, or grow their existing podcast. Most podcasters give up anywhere from 3 months or 10 episodes. They time constraints. They run out of stuff to talk about, which is weird to me. Like, you should always have something to talk about. Just saying. Lastly, I founded a nonprofit most recently. It's a cancer foundation. It's called Team Robbins Divas Cancer Foundation. It came from a very personal place. 9 years ago, last week, I was diagnosed with stage 2 Hodgkin's lymphoma and did months of chemo and radiation. And I am doing what someone did for me 9 years ago last week. So very grateful to get that off the ground and for more people to know about it and be able to help those ladies and provide care packages for those ladies who are going through one of the most unpredictable times of their life.
That is hefty and much needed. So I really appreciate that. And it's something that, I think my half brother's dad passed away either from Hodgkin's or non-Hodgkin's. I cannot remember.
Yeah.
In 2020.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, thank you. It's tough and it's definitely chaotic. So I would say, yeah, you've definitely got a lot of stuff going on that you do.
Yeah, on top of raising a teenager, on top of that.
Well,
so all the fun
and
of
that is, yep, I have 2 little ones and the teen years are going to break me.
Fun times. It goes by so
yeah.
fast. He graduates in 2
I know.
years. So it's one of those
Yeah,
things you're
and
like, embrace the moment because, and he's talking about schools that are not nearby. So then he's going to be off, living his best life in college, wherever that is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, best of luck to him and to you. The purpose of this podcast is to highlight people who have non-traditional, non-linear pathways to where they are now. I am dying to know, what is your non-traditional pathway? How did you get here doing all the things? And how'd you get here? What happened? What inspired you?
Gosh. When I tell this story, people are like, that really happened? So 6 years ago, we were all dealing with a lovely time, which was COVID-19. COVID-19
Yes.
graced everyone's lives. I don't know, not one person who was not affected by COVID. So of course, we were all at home, shelter in place, couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do much. And one of my many other things that we do, I sell Mary Kay. I always have been. We're going on 18 years of Mary Kay. It's for my 50%, but I still sell it for others. And so at that time, UPS was working. So I was like, all right, let me just post in a group. So I posted in a few groups. I'm like, people still need their skincare, even though they're at home, knitting, trying to do their own nails, brows, all the fun things. And so a lady found me promoting Mary Kay, and she was like, well, when the doors of the city open back up, I'm going to have a networking event here for women, business owners, whatever. Can you provide samples? And so month or so later, met her, gave her the samples, ended up buying a ticket and going to the event. No expectations. I knew no one in the room. At that point, I think we were all ready to get out of the house, literally,
Right.
because we'd been
You're all
home.
feral. Yeah.
Right. Especially as a person who's not a homebody. I'm cool
Yeah.
with it to an extent. And then I'm like, all right, kind of need to go get my brows done at some point, my nails done at some point. We kind of need to get out the house. And so I say that jokingly, but I was so serious back then when that invitation presented itself. So I go to the networking event. Again, no expectations, just going and, being the friendly person that I am, well, not knowing that my business card was chosen out of a swag bag for a free podcast appearance. I won. So my joke every time I tell this story, one of many, is next time can we be that lucky at when we play the lottery? Got to play to win though. But yes, or at the casino, you got to play to win. So go do the podcast, and 3 months later, she's in my DMs. Hey, I'm expanding the platform. Would love for you to be a host on my show with other hosts, or host your own. I'm laughing. I'm like, what do you want me? And believe it or not, I was afraid of public speaking back then. So I'm like, you want the person that's afraid to do public speaking to have a podcast? I'll get back to you. I don't know. And to be awakened out of my sleep a few days later at 3:30 in the morning. I don't know what that is between 3 and 4 in the morning in ideas, if anyone can relate. But it was 3:30 in the morning on a Thursday. I'll never forget it. Came up with the name of the show, who I'd serve, all the things. And we've been live ever since April of 2021.
That's amazing.
So
all from selling Mary Kay, essentially.
Yeah. It was just me providing some, some satin hands samples in the bags,
I remember that.
Just,
Yeah.
Okay. Saying all that to say, to still be able to today to still do something that I almost didn't go to the networking event. I almost didn't do the show because of fear and like, okay, are they going to like me? Really second guessing myself. To now, the doors that it's open since starting the show.
It's so funny you said that your public speaking was a fear of yours. So are you still afraid of it?
No. The more you do it, the better you get at it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
same with going live.
Exactly. Yeah. And I remember taking a public speaking class when I was at a community college. It's like, you mean I have to get up in front of all these people and talk? No, I don't want to do that. Did? Yeah. And then I started doing like trainings and all of these things where I would be in front of hundreds of people. It's like, who was that girl? What happened there? That's crazy.
Yeah. It's mind-boggling every time. It's one of those things that people will say, that's your calling. And I'm like, I'm just having fun, enjoying, interviewing the ladies every 2 weeks and getting their businesses out there.
Yeah. So on your podcast, do you highlight female-founded businesses exclusively?
From all over the world.
Wow. And is it only mothers or is it?
No, women and moms. I named it Mamapreneur. Nice. The kid was in the other room. I'm like, Mamapreneur. Again, 3:30 in the morning, guys. This name came about.
Fabulous.
This is prior to Chat GPT. We could go to Chat GPT and throw some things at it and say, hey, come up with this. This is way before then. So yes, women and moms from all over the world. You got a business, you're hungry about getting it out there. And, it's marketing and the interview together.
Yeah. So how did you get into Mary Kay? Because that is, I always knew like people who would sell it when I was growing up, but I don't think I've ever known how anybody gets into it. And can you explain for our younger viewers what Mary Kay is? Because some people may not know that, which is
What
crazy
Mary
to me.
Kay is? Mary Kay is a
Yes.
60-plus-year-old company based here in my city, Dallas, Texas. Corporate office is here in Dallas, Texas. That's where Mary Kay was from. It is skincare, it is makeup, body care, you name it. The skincare is my biggest seller and has always been. I was using it
Hmm.
skincare prior to becoming a consultant. And how I became a consultant, um, friend of mine met someone. She was out shopping. She met who ended up being my recruiter at it's a place here in town called Samoon. Samoon is known for all the purses, luggage, jewelry. It's just heaven. You just self-control when you go,
Yeah.
because it's so many options. And so she
Yeah.
was in Samoon for whatever. And then she was like, well, hey, I'm going to go to this thing tonight. She didn't say what it was.
Yeah.
Won't you come with me? I'm like, thing? What's the thing? Oh, just come along. I don't know what I'm going to be walking into. So walk me into the lion's den too. Okay, great. So I go and it's a Mary Kay thing. I'm like, oh, okay, got it. So it's a Mary Kay event. You get events, you get guests, and those consultants get prizes and stuff. They have the most guests in the room. Sometimes they do giveaways for the guests, things like that. Now, since COVID, you can do a lot, like how we're talking right now,
Hmm.
and still have the same thing. It's not the same effect for me. It's because it's in person. You can try the product in person versus watching
True.
someone on Zoom to put the product on their hands, like, see, kind of deal. Um, so
Yeah.
yeah, got invited to the event. And of course, at the end, they're trying to recruit. They had like a dirt cheap amount at that time to normally it's like $108. But
Hmm.
they had a deal was less than that to start your business. So I signed
Oh,
up
interesting. Hmm.
and, here we are.
That's amazing. Yeah. And so, have you ever gotten, or do you know anybody, or do they still do this, the pink Cadillac?
I have not. My current director to this day, our national sales director has a pink Escalade. Yeah,
Nice.
they're still, the Cadillacs have evolved
Have they?
from almost 18 years ago or even 20 years
Yeah.
ago. They evolved.
Yeah. Because I know, like, if you sold X amount, you would get a pink Cadillac, and it would, or,
You have to recruit so
I
many
don't know.
people,
Yeah.
everybody has to be active, all the things. So you can
Oh,
get
okay.
there. Your team has to work as well. Can't just be you.
Oh, okay. So does the team get all of the Cadillacs, or is it just the leader?
If you have so many people that's under you, you can
Mm.
qualify for and now there's levels to the Cadillac now. So it's not just you immediately
Oh,
get a
okay.
Cadillac. There's different levels of cars. So getting to the first car and leading up to the Cadillac. But you have to do so much sales wise as
Yeah.
well on top of your team.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So, Mamapreneur Podcast, this is like an umbrella of things, right? So you were talking about your nonprofit, and the academy that you have. So, how did this, was it like the podcast first and then you expanded, it sounds like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
podcast
so,
first, started a community shortly after. I now with the community host monthly events all over my city, host retreats every year for the group. This year's retreat is a cruise. I'm looking forward to it. Less planning. It's going to be great. Because there's an
that is
itinerary already there
nice.
for you, on
Yeah.
the cruise ship. So we don't have too much planning to do, thankfully.
Hmm.
Um, then that opens the doors to speaking engagements. So speaking engagements, I've been an MC. Also
Fun.
now doing event content creating for women businesses. I always say you always need content.
Totally.
We're in the stage of show me. Okay, Sarah
Hmm.
can say all day what she does, but if Sarah doesn't have any content for it, no one believes you. They're not gonna believe you. Sarah would have to physically have a video clip like, see, this is me, this is what I do. So
Yeah.
added that to the equation last year because I did it for a few ladies conferences. I was a media sponsor doing that. And those ladies were like, you need to add that as a service. So I did.
Yeah. Good. So you're really able to dial into like what your market wants and needs. And that's how part of the way that you're expanding and adding
Yeah.
things.
And it helps those ladies later with their, some of those ladies had those events that I did content for annually. So you can go back, plan for 2026's conference and have that same content from last year.
Yeah.
And
That's
use
great. Yeah. Well, so so I usually ask this at the end. What are 3 things that you would recommend for somebody who either wants to start a podcast, somebody who is nervous about doing something different than like what maybe the traditional pathway would be? I asked for 3 things. If you have more or less, that's fine. But do you have 3 things you would tell someone?
We have all the advice today. We talked about it a little bit before going live. Is do it afraid. I've had people just come and talk to me about all these things they would like to do, they would like to try. Some will blame it that they may not be knowledgeable enough. They may, them being an introvert, maybe the hindrance. And I'm like, just go out there and do it. Your audience is out there. You just need to get out there and do whatever that is, if it's you feel like you've been called to do it, or you've gotten the nudge, hey, I should start a podcast. Hey, I should start that business, that nonprofit, whatever. Do it afraid. All you have to do is start. The rest will come. The people will come. The connections will come. You just have to take action. So that's the biggest advice I'm going to give here today is get out there. Be like Nike. Just do it. Get out there and do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's great. Yeah. And it's about like being comfortable, being uncomfortable is how I usually think about it too.
Yeah. And sometimes that non-traditional route is just as good as you going the traditional route. That's just like for college. College may not be for everyone. And you can still get to whatever that is. It may not even have to have a college degree. That was a conversation recently with someone. They wanted to switch careers. So this still goes for if you wanted to switch your career. She's 50 years old and she's thinking, well, I'm going to have to go back to school for that. She's been doing something else for 30 years. So she's over it and wants to do something else, not ready to retire. And she sat there and I sat there and listened to her with imposter syndrome.
Yes.
Oh, maybe I may not be good enough to do that. Oh, I didn't go to school for that. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, just start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do your research, whatever steps you need to take to get started. And if you don't feel like going to college to do it, there's ways around it.
I mean, I never thought when I was in high school, I barely graduated. Like I switched from the college prep route to the tech prep because they were like, just get out of here. We need you to leave. And it was really interesting because I feel like I learned more going that route. And I ended up going to a community college because it was like dirt cheap back then.
Of course.
It was like $400 a quarter, which was crazy.
I can only imagine what it is today.
I don't even want to think about it. And I ended up switching to a 4-year university because I ended up loving college. And now I'm studying for my MBA. Like I'm doing an online MBA. And I was like, wow, that's really crazy to think like somebody who could barely get out of bed for a high school is now going for a master's degree. That's crazy.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm very happy about it for sure.
Do you have a focus? What you want to focus on with your MBA? Or are you just getting your general MBA, which is fine? I have mine. General MBA, that is totally okay.
Yeah. I'm looking at, I can do 2 focus areas. I'm looking at mergers and acquisitions and data analytics.
Awesome.
So yeah, I've worked with private equity and VC and I really like it. And it's really interesting, complex, and it gives me a lot of different puzzles to solve. And I think that's just going to strengthen my positioning. So,
Okay. Well, congrats.
yeah,
That's cool.
thanks. Yeah. So, Robbin, this has been quite a conversation. I'm so glad to have met you. This is wonderful. Tell everybody where we can find you, how to follow you, and I'll link everything in the show notes too.
So for the podcast, I am literally everywhere. Any social media platform you could possibly think of, I'm there. At Mamapreneur Podcast, on all platforms: YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, you name it, I'm there. Mamapreneurpodcast.com is my website. And for my nonprofit, which is Team Robbins Divas Cancer Foundation, you can find me that I'm at LinkedIn and IG right now for the nonprofit. So Team Robbins Divas Cancer Foundation, and the link to the foundation is divas.mamapreneurpodcast.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to link all of that.
Thank you so much for having me, Sarah.
Thank you. We'll talk soon.